Yeah, just goofy to me, but understood. And I like you talk about getting off to a good start. Al and I were talking earlier about, what we were discussing yesterday, and that's the schedule for the Giants. And Al was trying to look at, like, winnable games based on opposing quarterbacks that they're either going to go visit or coming in. And, I mean, you look at their first – Al, did you look at all 16 games, or was it the first 12 you looked at?
I looked at all of them.
So out of the 16 games, he sees – and I think he's right – probably 4 of them on the schedule that you feel better about. As good as Daniel Jones was last year, and I'm with you. I think he was impressive. Yeah. I think you see the makings of what's going to be a quarterback for the Giants for the next 10 years, you hope, maybe longer, and he might be the cornerstone of this franchise and the new face, and that's all great. But when you look at this year and you look at the quarterbacks they're playing, man, I mean, we came up with 4 that you would figure the Giants have the upper hand on. I mean, and then top that with the injury to McKinney yesterday, and you just sit there and talk about how they're going to have to put up 40 points a week.
Yeah, well, again, you also have a rookie head coach. There's no continuity.
All of it.
It's a new offense. It's a new defense. It's a new way of doing things. And you can be fundamentally sound. You can be working really, really hard, but the teams that you're playing against are just going to be better. And when you take a look at their first 5 games, they will be underdogs in every single one of them going into those games. Now, what does that mean? Now, as a former player, that would motivate me. That would, and if I were the coach, I would use that as motivation for my team. But the reality is that this is not going to be an easy start for the Giants. And look, if they got off to an 0-5 start, I would not be shocked. But then again, these other teams are just like the Giants, are all starting without any preseason games. Who knows what the injury factor is going to be?
I was just going to ask you about that. Because without those games, and I understand, and did we get into it with Joe Judge at all about taking the red shirt off of Daniel Jones? I don't know if we asked him about that yesterday, but that's interesting to me because I understand why he would do that, and you want him to feel, what it's like to be in a real game situation again. But at the same time, if he ever got hurt, in an intra-squad scrimmage, I don't think Joe Judge ever forgive himself.
Well, he wouldn't, but he's also got to get his quarterback hit and beat up a little bit. I mean, that's what we all use preseason for, and there was nothing worse than playing in a preseason game, only 10 plays, and being 1 for 7 for 5 yards, sacked twice, and then not really ever getting into the game, and then the next day reading how terrible I played in 10 plays. Like, oh, my God, just leave me, just give me a break, will you? Because these games don't count, and they don't even have those games. So you want to get hit. Now, here's the interesting thing. So Andrew Thomas is going to be their starting left tackle.
Right.
So they're going to be going against one of the best, or a number of the best defenses in football right out of the gate. Now, Pittsburgh being one of them, where they play that 34 crazy fire zone defense and all these different things, and I guarantee you that the Pittsburgh Steelers will be looking right at that rookie, knowing that it's going to be his first foray out there on the field, and that's the place where they are going to try to get the Daniel Jones, and they will do a lot of things to try to confuse that young man at left tackle. That's what I would do if I were the Pittsburgh Steelers, and this is a team that is coming back with its full defense intact. It's got pass rushers, it's got scheme, and it's got their quarterback coming back. So, I don't want to present it as just an insurmountable task, but it will be a very difficult task for Andrew Thomas over there at left tackle. It's going to be.
And is there? I mean, how do you even get ready for that then? I mean, if you know it, they know it. Can you simulate it?
Can't simulate the speed, man. You can't simulate, what a young man is feeling, the anxiety that he's feeling going into his first game as an NFL player at one of the most important positions on the field. And all you can do is hope that Hernandez talks to him, keeps him calm, helps him out where he can help him out, remind him of little tricks and little things. As you're an older quarterback, I remember playing with Corey Dillon when he was a rookie. And one of the reasons Corey didn't hit the field right away was because of pass protection. He wasn't really sure who he was blocking in certain passing situations. So when I went in there and played with him, I would always say to him, this is, I'd call the pass protection, and I would remind him who he was responsible for because I knew the offense so well. So Daniel Jones doesn't have that yet with this offense. He certainly didn't have it last year with last year's offense as a rookie, although he's more comfortable and he's going to be in a much more of a leadership type of a role. But he's not going to be able to help Andrew Thomas in the middle of games. He's got to worry about his own game. He's got to worry about, what he's doing. because he's not there yet mentally to be able to help everybody around him. So when I played with Corey, it was my last year in the NFL. I was in the league for 14 years. I was back in the West Coast offense, and I knew it like the back of my hand. So I could turn around to him and say, hey, look, man, you got 53 to 55 over there, and make sure that they are not blitzing. Because if they are blitzing and you're leaving and running on your pass route, I can't get the ball to you because I'm going to get ear-holed. So I always made sure that he knew what was going on, to the point where later on in the season, he finally said, hey, boom, I got it. I understand. He got annoyed with me.
Right. Well, sure. But I understand why.
I said, Corey, I'm trying to help you out, but it's really about my self-preservation here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to keep myself upright because I've been around a long time, and I do not want to get hit by these guys over there.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the red bell so you're notified when we have new content.